Well, hello, Eber. Have you seen these speakers?
They're amazing and cute.
It all started with an April Fool's joke, but now apparently there's going to be an actual product from Phanteks expanding into audio. Apparently, this thing is actually pretty cute.
They actually sound amazing.
They sound good for the size, the whole RGB illumination, and it's kind of like marketing for the Evolv cases. Speaking of the Evolv cases, you guys know the Evolv X, and I've done a dual system configuration in it, and it's kind of cool how they're showing its case in action. So dual systems, we have one gaming PC at the bottom, and one streaming PC at the top, and you can see the dual monitor setup that showcase that exact scenario. By the way, Eber, you're not very good at this game, you know?
I know, I'm terrible. I'm just kind of...
Oh, you're in the training.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not, the system's not online, so I'm just gonna peace out.
And again, huge thanks to Phanteks and SteelSeries for making our Computex trip possible. And I also would like to go over some other changes regarding to Phanteks products, including the Eclipse line, new power supplies, new shift enclosure, and some metallic gear stuff. So let's begin with the Eclipse P360X. So it's a $69 case, and they've improved airflow and integrated LED elements into the front panel, which was inspired by the automotive industry because of the three-dimensional look of how this LED strip looks from each angle. So it might look slightly more ambient and soft from the front, or more harsh because you can actually see the LED strip from the 45-degree angle, or at the 90-degree angle it again looks slightly different. So I get what they're trying to do, but not a fan of the aesthetic from the three sides. I prefer something a bit more soft and ambient like what they've done with previous cases, but at least they've improved on the airflow, because on the original P350X, which is still around by the way, I'm guessing it was slightly a bit more challenging. As for the Eclipse P400A, A stands for airflow. What they've done here is replace the solid panel with a one that has more airflow. So that whole front panel is full metal body, which is awesome. It also acts as a dust filter, and based on their own testing, airflow has significantly improved, and the P400 series, we're told, has been really popular from Phanteks, and them adding an airflow version into the mix is awesome. Plus they're doing digital RGB fans version, which is $89 and will include 3 fans at the front, which are digital RGB with awesome effects, while the $69 case will have 2 fans which are not RGB, and 2 color options too, glossy white or matte black. And both the 360X and the P400A will be out-of-the-box compatible with the vertical GPU bracket that Phanteks also sells for $39 with a riser cable, by the way, so it's not just the bracket itself. So you can go with a nice vertical orientation that is spaced out pretty far away from the side panel to have sufficient airflow. And moving on to the Evolv Shift, the vertical case, which I absolutely love the aesthetics of. Now they're finally adding the airflow side panels, and the cool thing about this story is that they found a speaker factory and they're using them to manufacture the side panels with this high airflow fabric, and therefore they're trying to target the whole HTPC market, whereas the case now looks pretty modern, not with glass but with fabric that is both slightly transparent, so you can actually see the components and anything that's lit up behind it, and it's acting as a dust filter that you can easily vacuum and it's not going to rip. And 3, the whole thing is about airflow, so it will allow that whole vertical and horizontal airflow channel for both the CPU and the GPU. And I'm excited to check out what the temperatures will be like with glass panel when it's completely closed, when everything's just a little oven inside, versus when the high airflow mesh our panels are installed. And since it's exactly the same chassis, the panels will be backwards compatible with the original Evolv Shift. And of course, you can create this hybrid solution with the mesh on one side and TG on the other. And as for power supplies, they have a new series called AMP. Again, they've partnered with Seasonic like they have with the Revolt X units. And this one is a slightly lower, more mainstream targets. So 80 plus gold certification, and 550, 650, and 750 watt power supplies ranging from $89 to $99 to $109. As for the size, they are pretty compact at 140 by 150 millimeters. They are fully modular with black and flat cables. We have a hybrid mode that stops the fans from spinning if your power supply is under 30% load. They're using cable-free interior for efficiency purposes. And the main thing to take away from the amp series is they're 100% certified to work with the Revolt X power supplies, which means that you can connect the amp power supply to the Revolt X power supply, route that power directly into that to expand your power capacity for more enthusiast systems. So that means they are rated for reliability, stability, and connectivity to work within the whole ecosystem of what the Revolt X power supplies try to do, between either splitting power or adding more power supplies to create this massive pool of power, so to say. And that's pretty awesome for enthusiast guys. And the last thing from Phanteks, I promise you, would be the metallic gear updates. So this is they're a separate brand that is more lower tier, and these cases range from $49 to $89, and Neo V2 lineup, which has been more refined and almost finalized. And I'm excited to see what they can do with such budget enclosures. So stay tuned for our sort of experience with metallic gear as a brand. Hopefully we'll get to see one of the Neo V2s in the studio soon. Alright guys, I'm Dmitry. Thanks so much for watching and sticking around with us. Make sure to check out this other relevant content, subscribe for more, and yeah, I'll talk to you in the next video. 12 a.m. Perfect. Have time to edit.